Hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and unicorns. Welcome to another clusterfuck of me trying to stream. It's now 25 minutes past the intended stream date, and I hope you can see and hear this. Turns out I was being an idiot and did not click start stream as well as in my OBS studio, as well as in on YouTube. Apparently, I already I just streamed into nothingness and I could only preview it myself. So I think I was finished with talking to myself. So apparently, let's have a look at the chat. And Frank says, yay. So I'm so relieved that this is working at long last. On the upside, at least, I think all of the planes that were going by have passed right now, at least for the time being. So I hope it's not too distracting when I'm talking and suddenly there's a big rumbling noise. It will be a plane and I will comment on it probably heavily. So okay, hello everyone who's there in the chat. I can see Samuel, I can see Frank, and I can see Mon Dieu 72. So it's great to have you here, so that I'm not talking to myself, but in a public way. It's like I think Lovecraft described it best. It's like if you want to know what solitude is, open a blog and scream between the void. That's among the stars. Something along those lines. But today I'm not screaming into the void as much as usual. No, today, as promised, we'll be playing a little bit of Super Mario Maker 2. This is a big package that I got from a good friend of mine. That was Steven, who gifted me Mario Maker 1 for the Wii U. And as you can see, it's almost in pristine condition because I think it's a really cute package. And for the second Mario Maker edition, is it edition? No, it's a sequel essentially for the Switch. Yeah, I just bought it online because I couldn't wait for it to be delivered, so I just downloaded it and had a go. So without further ado, let's try switching over to Mario Maker 2. Okay, so this is what you get when you start the game. I mean, I'm always saying it's a game, but in the end, it's a sandbox. It's a level editor for making some Mario games. If you're not familiar with it, let me just walk you through real quickly. Can I press? Yes, there we go. So when you started, you can switch between making games and playing games. So let's, of course, check out how making games looks. Oh look, I got some new notifications. You know what? I will view them. Notifications usually mean people played your track or your courses and hated it. So yeah, I put up some levels so far, which apparently some people played. WoW has been played 2 times. Has been played 5 times, or by 3 players. So yeah, it's not that interesting. So let me just move my thumbnail here quickly to the side like this. Okay, so what you get, of course, is editing courses, and this robot, by the way, harkens back all the way to Mario Paint. But the thing that is here is that you can make courses. There's even a story mode where you can play courses that are made by Nintendo. And let me tell you, those are superb courses that show you how little imagination you have yourself. Because the folks over at Nintendo really figured it out what is interesting about this. Okay, then of course there's Course World, which means, yeah, this is where all the big stuff happens, where you can play courses from sadists on the internet. Yay! This is what we got the game here. And again, my big old thumbnail is overlapping here, and the course board is just save and load. And what I really like is Yamamura's dojo. Nobody else other than Nintendo comes up with a tutorial that is a pigeon and a girl whose name is Nina, and they just show you the workflow basics. Again, I'm right there in the midst of it. So yeah, this is Yamamura, and he or she is telling us how to make courses. So this is a very cute implemented tutorial, which I really find very nice. And as you've seen there from all those sections. There are for beginners and intermediate and advanced, so it's quite a lot of tutorials that you get there with the game, which I think is great, so that you don't have to constantly go back to Unity. Of course, you got some settings here. Yeah, it's just the basic Mario settings, right? And the most interesting part is, of course, the course maker. I don't know if whether you have played Mario Maker 1 or not, but overall, yeah, let's make a very elaborate new level. By which I mean, let's start over completely, and you do this by the reset rocket. I mean, look at this. This is all very cute. And then we shall start. Let me put this back here. We shall start a new level. So before starting out here, let me just walk you through the UI. It's very self-explanatory. Yeah, you can set different themes or different games as the basis for your level, and which at first glance it seems yeah, it's probably, it looks like it's just a different coat of paint, but in the end it's not as simple as that, because if you, for example, pick Super Mario Bros. U, it's not just that you have the Mario movement, but you can also do wall jumps, and the Goombas react a little bit differently, for example, and if you use the good old Super Mario Bros., yeah, you don't have special items such as the leaf as in Super Mario Bros. 3, for example, and it's more than a coat of paint. This is what I'm getting to, and it's also the different mechanics there that were gradually introduced over the years. And of course, on top you have there your bars. In the good old Mario Maker on the Wii U, you just switched between bars. There was one bar for enemies and one bar for blocks, and here this is much better. The solution to this problem there of having a lot of stuff is much better, because you can just pick it here from those ring menus. For example, I want now a Goomba enemy, and you can see here on the top there the Goomba enemy is stored there in this bar. And also I can bookmark or pin stuff. For example, here the ground, I will always use a lot of ground tiles, of course, so this is why I pin it here. And then you can switch over to sound effects, and the sound effects themselves also have those little categories where you can pick sound effects from, which is sometimes very nice, because when people fall into an abyss that you placed very unfavorably, you can play a laugh track or something along those lines. Okay, before starting, I will ask you, dear viewers, who so patiently waited for me to get all this crap here sorted out, what kind of level we should design, or what kind of course. We got ground, sky, underground, a forest level, a ghost house, underwater, please don't pick underwater, desert, the airship, a castle, or the snow world. Those are also retrofitted to work with the very first Super Mario Bros. For example, the very first Mario Bros. Game, if you recall, didn't have a ghost house or any of the others apart from the castle stage. But once I switch over to forest, somehow they made it work, and it also fits the aesthetic of the NES, which I find very cute. So let's have a look at the chat to see if anyone already posted something, because I'm playing this there on my 4K screen and it got this OBS studio running. I have to lean in to read the chat, so if I'm squinting like this and talking way too close to the microphone, this is because I'm reading the chat. Okay, Mondieu says forest, and yay, my phone did a good job of notifying me you started streaming. Oh. Thumbs up, phone, and I'm glad I managed to get the stream running myself. And it's forest. Shall we wait a little bit longer? It's forest and ghost house, and you know what? Underwater. Yeah, thank Frank. Thank you, Frank, very much. You know what? I will pick the first one. That was a water level. Of course, by the way, you can specify rising levels of water there, or lava, for example. But yeah, this is not what we're going to do. So it's just... Or maybe should we pick the ghost house? The pranksters among us usually go for the ghost house. But forest sounds neat, so I got 2 votes there for forest. So you know what, let's go for forest. And I want my level not to be something that is too hard or too harsh to play, because this is old man Phil speaking now. From all the user levels that I've played so far, I think I managed to beat 1 or 2. And by beating, I mean it was just a runner level that just shuffled you along for the ride, and you just saw some sweet Rube Goldberg mechanics play out, and then it was over. From all the other levels, man, people are really sadists in a way, because I'm not too good with the Mario controls for some reason. Over the years, I think it has gotten even worse with me. So the level that we're going to play is a first world level. At least this is what I call the levels of any first world Mario Mario games. So I'm going to make, is it still a water level? No. Haven't I put this out? Yeah, okay, good. Apparently it's halfway between a mix of a water level and a forest level. So let's start out here with a very first and simple level, because yeah, I want my levels to be fun, to be cute, and let's try and do our best to make a level that could be a Nintendo level of some sort. As you've seen, I'm using here now, because I have my Switch there in the docking station, that I can record this for you. I will be using the controllers, so as you've already noticed, I'm making a lot of mistakes there, and I'm not sure how the interface is working with the controller. Before I practiced a little bit, but I still get the buttons wrong most of the time, so apologies in advance. Okay, so if you have watched perhaps the Game Maker's Toolkit video on how to make good Mario Maker levels, there are a lot of great tips in there, and I will probably be mentioning them as well. But for now, let's just start making some kind of ground and see where it takes us. By the way, Mark says in his video, yeah, to pick a mechanic, a certain core mechanic, and then ramp up the intensity, and just introduce it to players one by one, and make challenges and then variations on this theme. And when I'm making Mario Maker levels, usually I have this good old approach of making levels that is the kitchen sink approach. That is, throw everything in and the kitchen sink, and then just play over it and refine things, and see what is the actual goal of the level, or the actual mechanic that's the most fun in the level so far. What is really great about Mario Maker is that it supports this kind of iteration. So at any point I can hit the minus button and instantly play the level that I've made so far. So right now, as you can see, yeah, there is not a lot there, only this water there on the ground. You know what, we could even make it an auto-scroller level, but I hate those, so let's better not do this. Okay, so first let's see since we're in the forest, what good enemies or mechanics we can have here. Since we're in the forest, maybe we should use a buzzy beetle. Or in terms of terrain, maybe we can use some mushroom platforms, or bridges, or slopes even. As always, you don't want to throw in too much at the start when you're trying things out, and really, yeah, just hone in on where the fun is. For now, I'm just trying to make like I said, a Nintendo-worthy level that is starting players out with something that's nice and helpful to them. This is, of course, a mushroom. So this is how you do this here in Mario Maker. You just place stuff here on the grid, and I'm really happy that it's grid based essentially, so you can't mess things up. So how to put a mushroom there in this big question mark box? Well, it's very easy. You just drag it and bam, there it goes. By the way, like I said, I really enjoy how usable this user interface is there of Mario Maker, because most of the times it's just a mess with level editors. I don't know if you have used the Hammer editor for the Source engine. This is what I started with, and it was overwhelming. And here everything is right at an arm's length if you just want to start out, and for the advanced features they are not far away. As you've seen, if you just click something and hold it, you get context sensitive options. For example, we can make this here a coin with wings, and then it starts floating away. So essentially what I really like about this is that all your actions or anything that you can dream up in your editor, you can play it right away. You don't have to load stuff, you don't have to compile, it's just already there. Okay, so we started out with just a few coins, and I like to string coins where the intended path of the player, I think also Nintendo does this, so players know where to go. Okay, so since this is a platformer, you know what? Let's start here with a mushroom platform. And let's teach players that, yeah, they need to start jumping and learn how to jump. The first gap here I make just very small, it's like this here, so you really have to mess up there. And let's make this platform very, very broad that you can't overshoot. So like so. But of course now I'm there in the water. You know what, I think I will keep this water down here so that when you fall to your death, well, you still got a little bit of, of leeway. So you know what, let's make this first platform here, let's sink it a little bit. Oh, this was undo, damn it. I'm always mixing up A and B. This shows how old I am in terms of Nintendo focus groups or Nintendo target groups, because to me A was always confirm and B was back, and a couple of decades back they switched it. So I made this mushroom platformer a little bit, yeah, sunk it down into the water a little bit more, so that whenever you drop here into the water, that you can get back out and jump onto this. So this will be our safe position, so when players mess up later there in our stage, that they can always, at least in theory, swim back and get back to this. Because I like my levels to be fair and friendly and playable, because like I said, I've been burned by so many user levels that I tried them 20 times, and it was, if you mess up only once, yeah, you're done for, and they weren't a lot of fun for me because I'm not a power Mario player, I'm more of a filthy casual Mario player. So again, as you can see, I placed some coins here because that it's fun to just jump around and get your bearings there. My wife also made some Mario levels, or at least one so far, and she has a different approach. She's more from the school of Dark Souls design, because she likes to do stuff like this. For example, you get here a block, but out pops not a mushroom, but in her case it was a spiky. So, and I mean, when you are used to just, yeah, trying to jump into anything that comes out of one of those question mark blocks, you were in for a hard time. But the level was not so hard, you just had to learn it and use a mushroom, because she was, for example, giving you a mushroom, but then there was a ledge where 3 spikies would come down, and there was almost no way to avoid those, so you had to take a hit intentionally. And this is what personally goes against my design sensibilities. But then again, I mean, this is Mario Maker, you can do pretty much anything and also do stuff that Nintendo never dared or never dreamed to do. Okay, so first we got our little platform here, and we want to teach players that there is some platforming involved. So harkening back to the second, or I think it was the third level in the original Mario, let's make there a little land there of mushrooms, because this is a mushroom kingdom after all. Let's make this one white and this one green here. For example, you maybe want to color code stuff. For example, if you have a Koopa, a green Koopa, or maybe always on your green mushrooms, of course it's not necessary, but for players who are just playing around and maybe just having to do a long jump, and they see that they're about to land on a green platform, they probably don't know it, but if you taught them subliminally that each green mushroom has a green Koopa on it, they might know. So you know what, let's try this and make here, place here another of those green mushrooms there, and make it really wide, so that there is at least, no, this was wrong, undo, yes, make it really wide, green was okay. No, I said green was okay. Sorry, messing up again there on the controls. Okay, so I see something happening there on the chat. Sorry for neglecting the chat. Let's have a look at it. Underwater forest with ghost house in it. Yeah, I think we can pull this off. Maybe make some forest spirits there. I think this is a good idea. I found it. Wow, I don't really understand why everyone didn't pick underwater. We all know Phil enjoys hating the theme. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we shall rise the water level later on. Maybe this could be interesting. Okay, so I've been talking and yapping, but I still didn't quite outline what I'm going to do or my intentions were with this level. So like I said, it's a very simple level, and I want players there to really start getting a feel for jumping. And this is why I'm going to reward them with coins each time they nail a jump. This was wrong. No, for some reason. I have an odd skill that I always place something between grid lines. Okay, so this is another green platform, so let's put another Goomba there. And as always, do some play testing. Where is Mario, or in my case Luigi? You can also change which character you play, or you can even say you want your player to start already with a 1-up mushroom. And what I also like about the Mario Maker here is that you can combine stuff that was never intended to be combined by Nintendo. For example, I mean, never intended is quite a mouthful. In the end, of course, they anticipated what you would do, since it is possible here in Mario Maker. So, for example, if I got here this mushroom that makes things grow, what if I use this mushroom on this Goomba here, and lo and behold, it grows the Goomba. And I really find this very funny because... oh, sorry. I died here on my own level. I find this very funny because you can make some weird kind of combination that was never intended to be working. And once you build on top of those, this was a stupid death that I died here. Once you start building on top of those, you can make some really great and creative levels. So maybe we can do something of this. Okay, let's hide now here this Goomba, or let's make it smaller again at least. So okay, let's think a little bit about our level flow. So first I want players to start off there with a little reward. Yeah, here's your mushroom that you probably half expecting, and then you just run and see here that the Goomba drops onto this ledge, so you need to be on the lookout here. Okay, you can do some jumping here, and this is the first jump here that might be a little bit hard, because it's quite possible that you run into this Goomba here. Okay, so at this point I'm assuming players know that, okay, so this is already here the finish of the level, so let's drag it a little bit out, that we aren't that it's not as short as it is right now. Okay, so let's go back to the start. No, like I said, I'm not used to the controlling this there with the D-pad, because it's so much fun. It yeah, you know what, we could save it, but yeah, not right now. Not right now. It was so much fun already on the Wii U that you could just draw onto the screen with the stylus and have it update on the TV screen. And also with the Switch, of course, you just tap and hold and draw. Okay, I think I've finished now fiddling with the menu here. I wanted to speed things up that I could go back to the start, but somehow missed always this opportunity. Okay, so players know that the green mushrooms are where the Coopers are, but I also like giving players different options or different paths that they know. Okay, if they want to risk a little more, man, this mushroom here, I'm always picking it up wrong. Okay, I can't make it any shorter than it is right now. But yeah, this is fine enough. Okay, yeah, I want to allow players different paths and different risk-reward essentially experiences, where they can say, yeah, I really want to go for that mushroom, or I really want to go for this ledge over there. It's a little bit more on the dangerous side, but then again, of course, the reward will be all the sweeter. So for example, here players don't have to use this platform here. You know what, let's make this one here red, so that it will go back and forth and not just drop like a stupid Goomba that the green ones are. So, but if you go here, and you might get some more coins, which I will place here below, like so. You know what, let's drag this one up and to the side, so that when I'm starting this level, that no, this was undo, that they will drop. Okay, so the green one drops there, and you know what, I'm going for it for the coins. So I've been teaching the player here now how to jump, or that they should jump, that they should be cautious when there are any green platforms, and that if they want to, that they can go for extra points. Okay, so like I said, I want to give them an alternative, so this means that this mushroom can go over there, and I don't want to place a Goomba there, just make it white. But players at this point should really have gotten used to jumping and going back and forth, so that I can start making the platforms like this one a little bit smaller and spread further apart. Maybe something like this. So yeah, as you can see, I'm not making a hardcore level. But as always, reward the player with some coins there, should they decide to jump real high. What I've also learned is testing your levels, if you don't want to cater them to the hardcore demographic, is that that they are still beatable when you're not holding down the dash button, like so. I'm always playing for the last 25 years, playing Mario games, always holding down the dash button and then just jumping as necessary, and sometimes this is to my detriment. But for example, like I said, my wife plays most of the Mario games very cautiously, so she's not running or dashing all the time, and I want to make sure that this level works. If you're not dashing, you're probably not getting to the high places, but so far that you can really at least make the level to the ending, but you will probably miss a lot. And maybe this should be the first time here when we think, yeah, maybe if you really try to dash and make a run for it, maybe you can reach those platforms up here, and then a whole new path that is a little bit harder opens up on top of this. Yeah, let's give this a try and see if this platform is reachable from where I am now when I'm dashing. So yeah, let's try this again. So yeah, from here. So I'm running, I'm jumping, and yeah, made it up there. So, but is it possible if I jump from here and not doing the jumping or not doing the dashing? Yes, it is, when you are a seasoned Mario player. Okay, so to make this harder for those kind of people, let's just add one block here and see. Or probably we should also add one on the other side and see if that is still possible. Of course, you can jump, dash and jump. This works. But you know what? Let's make this a little bit harder. So I'm going now into the multi-grab mode, which means, yeah, it's just a marquee selection that I can spread things further out, and maybe try doing it like this. Okay. And I'm going to do, no, not all, undo. I'm going to erase now some of the coins and try to place some more coins up here, and also use a block there so that you can't jump up to this ledge from this side. Man, this is making Mario levels is always an exercise in QA and in testing, that you, especially players that are much better than you most of the time, that they get things done or use exploits that are known in so many ways that you've never dreamed of, and in the end, yeah, finish your intricate level. It takes you 2.5 minutes to beat yourself, that they can do in like 17 seconds. Okay, so let's try if this jump is still possible here without holding the dash button, and I don't think it is. No, it's not. This was one step too far. I've undid something now, but yeah, you know what? what I could do is make this platform there a little bit shorter. I think this should take care of our problem, because now, if I make it a little bit wider also, because now it is possible to make the jump, but not make it up to the blocks. Yeah, okay, this is already a bit hard here if you haven't taken care of the Goombas first. The Koopas, not the Goombas. Ah, man. Yes, this is possible, but you can't get up there unless you do some dash jumping. Good, and once you've messed up here, you have to go back to this platform here and try again. But if you dash jump, you end up over here, and this is what I want. Okay, so now for the easy part, let's finish the level's easy part, or the easy route first, the easy lane. And let's have a look at the chat again. I need to practice level design. That was hardest part of my LD Jam games. Yeah, man, level design. The hard part with Ludum Dare games is you spend so much time getting the game to work that when it comes to the real design, where you make assumptions of, yeah, how players should play this, or in what state of mind they will in, or at what state the game will be in. So where, yeah, the real actual design part of the game, it's almost too late. So you just place some blocks if it's a platform and hope for the best. And you really can't do what's most important, that is iteration, testing, iteration, throwing things out that you thought you essentially the best mechanics of all, you have to throw them out because they don't work when exposed to real players. Okay, so this easy lane here is just jumping and jumping, but right now it is really boring, even if you're not a seasoned Mario player. So let's make this a little bit harder here. Let's color code it green again, so that players can expect another Koopa here. And this one is a red one, so we know it goes back and forth. As I've realized when playing around with Mario Maker, at first I thought, yeah, I mean, how much can you do? It's just a bunch of blocks and just some Koopas and some certain special enemies, but in the end there's not much you can do. But man, was I wrong. Like I said, if you just look at the amount of enemies that are in there, it's just insane. And like I said, you can combine enemies with gizmos here, for example, and the sheer variety of things you can do is just mind-boggling. And the good thing is that it is Nintendo, and Mario and pretty much everyone has some kind of exposure to Mario of how the mechanics work. Because if you haven't played a Mario platformer before, maybe it's not your thing and you've only played, let's say, first-person shooters, and you come to Mario, this is overwhelming, right? You don't know what a cloud block, what differentiates a cloud block from a block or a heart block, or hidden block. Yeah, it's probably self-explanatory, but a note block or a donut block, I mean, what? We as Mario players, of course, we know that a donut block is a platform that drops if you stand too long on it, and that you can hit blocks like this one when you have this power-up mushroom, but you can't get rid of heart blocks, and so on and so forth. So yeah, getting this legibility is one thing, or at least not legibility, proficiency, or yeah, I think I don't know how to better spell it out, but yeah, it's this familiarity with the mechanics that need to be really ingrained when you're designing levels, and also when you're playing levels, because most of the user levels that you'll be playing, yeah, they take this for granted, that they know that you know pretty much anything that can be done with a note block, for example, and how you can exploit it, and how the different I'm looking for this English word. It's called Wechselwirkungen, which is where you do one thing, how it interacts with something else that wasn't part of either one of those things. For example, if you stack up trampolines on top, you can go much higher, but of course you have to know this, and a lot of user levels really take this for granted. Okay, so I was just trying out there, if you place here a couple of those blocks and you can almost make it here to this additional lane there. But I'm still worried a bit that this is getting too easy. So you know what? Since we've introduced so many Koopas, let's add another one and place it here. But this one here, my thumbnail is obstructing it. This should be better. You know what? Let's give it wings here. And placing myself up there again so that it goes up and down. So even if you're not too familiar with Mario, you probably can guess what this means. If you're good, you can do it like so and get rid of this enemy, but you have to jump on it. And like I said, since this route there is intended for beginners, let's make this platform here a little bit lower again, so that in case that they are dropped into the water, that they can at least make a run for it. So is this possible? Yes, it's still reachable, and you can still reach here the goal post. You know what? Let's make this a little bit higher even, just a tad, and see if. Sorry. Yeah, this is not good if you're not good at Mario and testing your own levels. So apparently this was too high, because if you're not running, yeah, you can barely make it. And this might be frustrating, so let's move this one up one further. Okay, so this was the easy route here for this very simple level. And I think we should play it here from the start. And I can see some new people here are saying hello in the chat. Hi! You've come just to the right time. This is a boring first world level for players not familiar with Mario. So we get here, this is intended player, we get here a mushroom and go here and oh my god, there's a Koopa, maybe I make a run for it, but no, it's not going to hurt me, and if I jump on it, it shouldn't hurt me as well. So there is another one, so I should have been on the lookout here, and there are coins. Do I want to risk taking the coins? Yes, this is possible. Okay, so here is a big jump. If I'm not dashing, I can see that there's something on top, but yeah, if I'm not dashing, I will never be able to reach it. But this is the playthrough of not being able to dash, so let's try this. Okay, I'm here now, and this is a little bit trickier because I have to evade the Koopa here to get to those coins there. And if I'm shy of the challenge, and I can just use those blocks here and jump and almost reach this platform there. Or as you've seen before, if I'm not too bad of a player, I can use the floating, the flying, the flapping Koopa there to make the jump. And there we go. So this was the easy part of the level. And what I also like is adding some kind of, yeah, different routes or even secrets. So this was the easy part. Let's see what players who chose the hard road, the harder road in a sense, can expect up here. So this level is about Goombas and platforming. So let's tell players here, yeah, you could go even further, like so. This is just stand-in to see how far we can go, and we're already almost here at the treetops. So let's try it from here and see if I can, when I'm dashing, if I can make the jump here. Didn't dash properly. Okay, no, I can't make it, at least not me. Seasoned players probably will be able to do it, but let's not make it too hard. But let's be sure that players know that there will be a Koopa. If it just drops there, this is real cheap. But so let's have it here. So once you are here, you can probably see the Koopa right now. Oh my god, there's another plane. I'm sorry. Okay, so there is a Koopa, you can see it, but yeah, you should really know what you're getting yourself into. But once you've made it past this Koopa, I'm always saying Cooper like Agent Dale Cooper. Of course, it's a Koopa. Man, those names, you really have to be familiar with those as well if you want to speak the same language as someone playing those games. So those turtle shell. Good, so this was almost too easy. So let's give players here a challenge, because they came here to take matters into their own hands. So let's give them some challenges by some, yeah, let's make it like so. And yeah, one was enough, and have two of those floating Koopas here. I can't see for myself if I'm okay. So players, I really want to make sure that they can see what they're getting themselves into, because leaps of faith aren't, my god, this was bad. Leaps of faith aren't fun most of the time. Sometimes it's okay, but you really have to guide the players. So if I'm up here and I can say, yeah, I'm going for it. In this case, this was not the right call, but I just want to check what the camera is telling me when I'm coming from this platform. Okay, I can see this red Koopa here. So then I can decide. Ah, man, really not too good. Sorry, not too good at my own level. Okay, so again, jumping up from here, and now I'm here, and I can see this Goomba here, and that there is a floating Goomba. Okay, good. So maybe I should tell players that that this is the right way to go, and that there are probably some more Goombas. I'm hinting at this now with coins, because as we know, players always go for the coins, but it's not always the wisest thing to go for them straight away. And because I got some coins here on top of this Goomba and some coins on top of the other, players should read this as, yeah, whenever there are two coins vertically aligned, that there is something above or below there, in this case a floating Goomba, Koopa. Why am I always getting this wrong? Okay, let's test this again here. Like I said, it's always so great to be able to constantly keep testing. Yeah, okay, so what I've learned now is that I should be dashing when I'm going there for the first Koopa, and probably I should also hit my mark as well. Okay, let's give this one more try, but this is getting already a little bit harder than expected, because this could be sources for frustration. So I'm tempted to yeah, make, well, no, I'm now in the copy mode. Let's move myself around there as well. I'm tempted to, yeah, let's not do this. Not copy, no, erase, multi-grab. I'm tempted to move this further apart, like so, because once you're in the flow of jumping and running, this is really the fun of Mario, that you want to run and jump and keep the momentum going, and see, like this, if you're doing well, how far you can make things. I think this is also the appeal of the good old Sonic games. Okay, now I undid what I just did, so let's do it like this, and maybe this Goomba, this Koopa here is floating too high for you to reach, so let's try it like this. I'm well aware that the level already ends here, so might as well extend it a little bit further and see from how things are spaced out now, if it's even fun or if it's perhaps too punishing. Sounds like someone needs coffee. Yes, I had 2 coffee just before, and it was barely enough. Yeah, I'm distracting myself now with myself, so this is why I constantly have to move here the thumbnail with myself around the screen. So, oh god, this is not fun. This is not fun. So let's make it fun. No, this was not what I wanted. Let's make it fun and try this. Before publishing a level, you always want to have as many people play it. Okay, this was fun, but not too much. You know what? I don't like this. I don't like this anymore, because this is, for my taste, getting a little bit too hard. because it involves a lot of precise jumping, and when you don't make it in the level, there is no way for you to try again like I did now, but you have to really go all the way back and then try again and maybe fail again. So this isn't fun. This isn't fun. So this is why I'm trying now, that you only have to make this jump once here with this Goomba. Again, I'm saying Goomba, it's just anything with 2 O's in it, and it's a Goomba for me. Okay, so you're now here, but there's nothing really interesting there. You know what, let's delete this ledge here, maybe even delete those Koopas, and make something that's a little bit more worthwhile. For example, some more mushrooms that aren't as easy to jump. And since you've been playing quite a while now, let's give players another mushroom. There we go. Let's place it like this and put another mushroom in here. So once you are here and made it past this Goomba, you might want some more refreshments. But again, this is some easy platforming and easy jumping, and yeah, this is too easy for the hard route. I'm well aware that now that I have, of course, to account for anything that goes in between here on the easy route. But you know what? Let's make things. No, I didn't want to erase it. I want to place this one here. And let's make things a little bit more precarious. And let's have some more harder platforming and jumping here. Or make it like so that you have to constantly get higher and higher, and in the end there is your reward, and that might be some pipe or a coin or some coins. Yeah. Let's try it like this. Yeah, everything's a Goomba. Everything's a Goomba. So, okay, so we got some jumping, but we can spread this apart even further, that it's more challenging, more fun, and more rewarding once you make it. And to make things more challenging, let's place no, not undo. Let's place some more Goombas, red Goombas there. And of course, you know what, 2 on this platform here. Because once you've made the jump here, you're pretty much aware that this is the road of Koopas. Christ. Okay, I'm not happy with how that this one already starts out pretty high. So let's start it here, that I can jump from here. And once I land on this platform there, I'm aware that they are green right now. You know what? Maybe a player should do something here with the Koopa shell. Okay, so this is like I said, my kitchen sink approach is, yeah, just put something there and see how it plays, and then do something else with it. So let's see if I, for example, put here a lane for the Goomba shell to go. Koopa shell. I think I'm too old to say it correctly. That it will travel down here, which is cool, but why wouldn't players want to walk this down here? Maybe because they can't, because it's all deadly spikes. Like so. Okay. Just for demonstration purposes. Yeah, this one is here and it's trapped in spikes, and once I touch the spikes, I'm dead. Good, not so good when I'm dead, of course. Okay. So this is what I meant, that you have to use all the tools that Mario Maker gives you, or the whole Mario design language. For example, like I said, I want a platform where only those Koopa shells can travel, but not the players, so that players can't exploit it. And I'm just experimenting and seeing now, okay, it's possible for those Koopa shells to go here on those spikes, but right now nothing happens, so there is no challenge for the player. I mean, it's always fun to just kick a shell and see how far it goes, but there is nothing that you need to do. You know what? Let's make this level about kicking a shell and keeping up with it. Like so, that in the end it just goes there, but right now it's too hard because there are too many enemies. No. Undo. Okay, finally this is coming together. So you kick the shell and then you just follow it. You have to hop here onto those small little platforms and go up. And once you are, for example, here, then the Koopa shell hits something that helps you progress. Perhaps. Maybe something along those lines. Okay, how can you do this? Probably because you're already a Mario player. You know that once it hits those question mark blocks, out pops something. Or I can even make maybe a note block. Okay, I'm trying myself now my hardest not to get distracted. But we can, for example, make a plant grow, or maybe a power-up pops out, or something. You know what? Maybe if a superstar pops out, then of course as a player I can walk on those spikes. And you know what? I think this could be our level that I can see as a player. Okay, I'm here, there are spikes and I can't walk on them, but there is something that I want to do or want to progress there, and then I have to kick a shell, wait for this to drop, and then I'm able to run across those spikes and get something in there, for example. Let's try this. You know what? Let's make it bigger, because sometimes you can't be sure whether the player is already Super Mario or the small Mario, and you want this to go like so that players know, okay, this is something that they can access, or that where they should be or should go, because there are a lot of coins there and you always want this bunch of coins to be rewarding to players. So if I kick this, okay, out pops the star and I missed it. Crap. Okay, good. Let's do some troubleshooting and let's make sure that players can't miss the superstar, because as a player you can't know that this thing pops out of here. So let's try to make it like so, that yeah, this superstar can't go anywhere. This is my way of level design. You see something that doesn't work and then you try to design around it, that in the end everything clicks together. It's like laying tracks before your Steam engine. Okay, this didn't go over too well, and for some reason I couldn't resist but bump this block here. You know what? Let's get rid of this and let's get rid of one of those Koopas here. But what if players, because they don't know better, kick this into this direction here, and then they have no way of progressing there? Well, that's a bummer. In this case, I think I can put another Goomba here and tell players, you know what? You can still make it, but you have to be spot on, and that the Goomba doesn't travel all the way back and forth. I just make here a little gap. So let's try this out. If I missed the first Goomba, and now as a player, and I'm familiar, like I said, with the Mario universe, I know that I really want what's in this block here, so I can hopefully do it like this, only better. Okay, apparently it's not possible for me to do this, because I will always need to jump twice on this thing here. Okay, then let's make it like so, that there is this one solid block there, that I can do this. And once I... Damn it. Of course, players can also kick this shell into the other direction. Damn it. Okay, let's try it like this. And you can see the level is getting quite busy, and it's a far cry from the sheer simplicity and legibility of Nintendo levels. Again, I tried my best, but this level is already over the place because I kept adding ideas. Okay, so of course now this one doesn't work, making this whole thing pretty moot. Crap. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this turtle here and let's use a Goomba. And I can see now that this is already a little bit muddled because I didn't introduce Goombas before. I didn't. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. Let's put one here, and let's also put one here, and maybe even there right in the beginning, that as a player, this one harkens back to the very first Super Mario Bros. That as a player, you know, there are a lot of Goombas. Or at least you won't be surprised when you see another Goomba in this level. Okay, I'm mixing now Koopas and Goombas. May God have mercy upon my vocabulary. Okay, good. I'm just trying to test my level here, and I'm already having a hard time here. Okay, Storm Cloud said something, add a small spike to block it. Okay, only one way. I think you're referring to this stupid block here, that I can make it only one way, right? But when it goes through and hits this Goomba here, this Koopa here, Christ, then maybe it just makes block and we don't have a shell to hit this block here. You know what? I'm overthinking this. Let's make it as it was before and give player an unlimited supply of shells by introducing a pipe. Maybe this should work. So I will have here a pipe, turn it around like so. And of course now I don't need this platform here. And out pops a Goomba, not a Goomba, a Koopa. Like so. Bam. Let's try this. Then I can also get rid of the Goomba. Now I said it correctly. Okay, so finally I can use this here, and then the star pops out. And I can make my way safely across those spikes. Okay, good. This I like. Now I have to tell players that there is something going on the other side. That they really should keep going to this direction here. Maybe have something here that they know that they could reach. For example, question mark block. This was a little bit too low. A question mark block. As at a question mark block here, and some coins. I mean, they already know that there are a lot of coins. Yeah, maybe I just went a little bit overboard there on the coins. Like I said, coins are just the breadcrumbs you want your players to follow. Okay, do players know that a Koopa drops out there? Probably not, probably not. But to make sure that they aren't running headfirst into their demise, let's see how this plays. Okay, I'm just jumping and jumping and running and probably notice that there drops a Koopa. I hope that this is not too hard on them. Okay, now what happens if I just stand there? Damn it, the Koopa shell just bounced back there and collected all the coins. And perhaps players thought that they should be, that the shell is responsible for collecting the coins because it spikes and you can't walk there. Okay, let's make this even more self-evident. I will be exchanging those bricks now for those hard blocks, because like I said, bricks imply that you can destroy them, and I don't want players to think that they can destroy those blocks, because yeah, they shouldn't be thinking about destroying them, right? That they should only be used as platforms to stand on. So, you know what? I'm also exchanging those blocks here for solid blocks, and those here. Doing it the most cumbersome way possible. Okay, so now that we are here, let's try this again. Jumping here and following the shell here. Good, bad. But this is good. This isn't too easy. This isn't too easy, but let's just keep standing there and see what the shell does. Crap. Okay. Okay, this is not too good. Man, it's constantly troubleshooting. This is Mario Maker, right? This is the joys of Mario Maker and overall level design. Okay. This is good what happened there. And now I can go there. But how do players know that they should be going that way? Maybe do some signposting, and the easiest way of doing signposting, let me show you, is placing a signpost. Yes, you can do this here by the arrow sign, and you just place it, and when you tap it you can change the direction of it. So I'm placing it like here, and players should hopefully know what to do here. I hope that at least that they should go into this direction there. A P-switch, this could also be very interesting. But you know what? I'm already having too many ideas for this one here. For example, here now this easy mode here. I want the easy mode as well to at least have some kind of payoff here, that players don't think that they are been given the easy pass or just not having any fun. So I'm giving them the easy version of what happens up here. That you also have a Koopa there. But once you made it past the Koopa, you have to make the next jump here, which, like I said, if you're not too familiar with Mario or platforming or not too good, might be already a little bit challenging, but of course that it's not too hard. And they also get a star here that they can make it across here, and then of course make the jump there. But since I'm being not too friendly, they can, if they're taking the easy route, they can never get the flagpole on top. But of course you can if you're a good player and took the upper route. So I'm giving them options. And also I want to make sure that if you are not a seasoned player, you get here some kind of safe spot that for some reason when you manage that your star runs out on this short stretch here, that you can at least get something to stay on. And also, of course, with all your levels, you want to have some kind of story or ramping up the intensity. And for players here, I want to make it a little bit of Disney World, because now I'm assuming that they have the star. So, of course, they are the star themselves, and they get to beat all those Koopas going back and forth. And the last Koopa, can I make the last Koopa also itself indestructible? No. No, I can just exchange it for a star, but I can grow this one here and make it the big bad end boss. And for players who are already taking this route here, They get a little bit of a bonus here. In Mario Maker, since it's all about coins, you can also have a special kind of coin, which I like to reward players. It's this big coin here where you can specify the designation. Let's change my window here by 10, 30 or 50 coins, and let's give them 30 you know what, I'm stingy. I'm just giving them 10 coins because, let's face it, this is not very hard. This is not too hard, but it's just to clear this obstacle there. And once you made it, you will probably still have the star power, and then you can make it here and grab onto the flagpole. Let's have a look. Some activity on the chat. Now I want I want coffee too. Make a coffee level. You know what? This is a great idea, but I don't know how, because I can't really change any of the graphics or stuff. Let's have a look if there is something that I could misappropriate for coffee, but right now I don't think there is a way to do this. But in the end, it's always your personal lack, in this case my personal lack of creativity, because man, people have been so creative with Mario Maker. Maybe once this level is done, it's almost done, we will check out some other levels, ones that I made where I spend a little bit more time on it, and then what other people make, and then for reference how Nintendo makes a level in their story mode. Okay, can you force the player to wait until a timer runs out and then enable the exit? No, but you can do some kind of workarounds. For example, with the star power here, we all know that how long a star power takes. So I can, for example, make this path that the player has to take, make a little bit more diversions, put it in there, that it barely works out for them, so that they have to be really super super fast and super super attentive to what the level asks of them, and that they really exhaust the star power almost as much. Then of course there you can use the P block, because this also runs on a timer. If you recall it, this one here turns all the coins into blocks and all the blocks into coins. For example, this was the reason why I wanted to change those bricks with those solid blocks, because if there a row of bricks and then there's a row of coins, we all are Mario players and we know, there might be a P switch that just turns it around, and we have to be very fast to do this. So, you know what? Maybe I could work this in here, but I don't think that this will work too much, because like I said, there are already too many themes that I'm having in here. Okay, so players think, maybe I can make a run for it like this, and if you're good enough, you can probably make it. You can probably make it to the other side. I want to reward players for making it across across those Goombas here. Let's try this again, if this is possible, when I'm just really... apparently I have to be better. Okay, but now with the superstar, let's give players the star. Okay. Oh my god, players think I'm trolling them. Okay, let's put this over here and see what happens when I'm... Okay, they missed the star, maybe the jump for it. And okay, you know what? I'm making this even easier and putting the star here, so that when they are here, that the star should jump towards them. Okay, the star doesn't jump, but you know what? Maybe here on a little parachute. And then, okay, and then it jumps. You know what? I will put it here. So once players delete. Okay. So once players are here, damn it. This I wanted. So when players are here, they notice this little star here that will drop. And then, of course, when they got some hand-eye coordination that they can make it across here and are still have the superpower here. Okay, let's try out this this last stretch here. Okay, this was bad. The big problem that I'm having is that players don't know that they did something wrong when the Koopa shell just bounces off there. Okay, so this is possible. I can even do some tricks here and still got plenty of time to get to the flagpole. Yeah, okay, let's try this level from the start. Here we go. Okay, but I think it shouldn't be too hard. It's not a good level. I'm well aware of it. It's not a good level. It's just one of an easy starter level for people who are not too familiar with Super Mario or Mario Maker. But at the same time, I don't think that it is too punishing if you aren't. Oh my god, there was this Goomba. I completely forgot that once it dropped, it stays in the water. By the way, I urge you, if you have this game, that you just try out a lot of weird combinations that you think, what happens when I combine a bullet bill, say for a bullet bill with a power-up or something like this. There is a lot of fun to be had of just trying things out and coming up with weird chain reactions of stuff that's playing out. You know what? I'm happy with my level, which means I'm probably not going to change it that much, and I've been doing this for an hour now, and I want to show you something else that is more interesting than me trying to get to grips with level design. But I think you get the hang of it, and my philosophy of level design is probably not too well explained in this this crappy level here, but at least yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this, and it's this one here is a master course in level design because you got all the familiar mechanics of Mario, and you can really just go crazy and go wild with it and see just how great the folks over at Nintendo are in introducing mechanics and keeping players playing. Okay, so let's upload this. Save load, save as. Let's give it a stupid name, Shell Shook. You know what, let's call it 1, 2, 3 exclamation point. I wonder how many levels have this kind of silly names. Okay, let's have a quick look at the chat. Kind of a survival level would be cool. Oh, the P block above the star to force the player to follow the shell instead of waiting for the star to come to them. The P block above the star. Huh. The big coin in corner so that you can only... You know what? From your comments I can already see you would have probably made this level much better than I. And you know what? I urge you to do so because I think I will mention this again. But if you're still watching, you know what? Next week, same time, this time I hope without the technical difficulties, I will be playing your levels, and I hope they are not too punishing. I will give each level at least a serious try, but if they are too hard, yeah, don't go too hard on me. But I'm really curious about your originality when it comes to level design. But you know what? I'm not uploading this level. I'm already ashamed of it. But I saved it so far, and you know what? I will show you one of my courses now that I'm a little bit more proud of. I hope so. And what my design decisions were behind this one here. So this is me. Say hello. I'm showing off, and those are my uploaded courses. And a lot of people played them, and not many liked them. So Desert Doors is quite fun. I think Shell Gardens is also quite fun. Cloud Caravan, this was my first level. I've reworked it a little bit so that it takes a little bit longer. And Shell Shook is a very simple first timey level. I think why only 2 people enjoyed it, because I think I say here, keep the shell on your journey, and when you play it, since I wanted to give the level a theme, there is a Koopa walking into a pit. And I think many players are probably expecting to be able to get the shell of this Koopa, and oh my god, it's you can't make it. And knowing how unforgiving a lot of other levels from players are, probably think, yeah, if they don't make it, that they don't make it. So this is why I made this one here. This is also a pipe that spews out red Koopas. And to get the point across, this is my little animated icon. As you can see, it's a red Koopa just going back and forth and an arrow telling me that, yeah, it's probably coming out of this pipe. Okay, so this is just fun. So just keep the shell and keep going. And because I know that this happens a lot with me, I put a little mushroom here for me as well. And yeah, I'm just teaching players that they should keep the shell. And there are some more shells. And now I've wasted the shell, but this is cool because there's another one of those pipes where you can get another red Koopa's shell, but you have to work a little bit harder for it. So let's get rid of this pile of Goombas here, and then, as you can see here, the shell takes care of getting this coin, and in the end it's just getting to the end. So it's not very very hard. But I thought this was one of the courses that are very simple to play and not too unforgiving. I think, you know what, I think I want to show you desert doors because I'll be using some more slightly advanced mechanics there, and also have different routes for this level to go out. Okay, so we're starting here in a desert world, and I really like the music here. And you can see here we're starting with a spiky. So I'm telling players there will be spikies and platforms over crevices. This one isn't too hard. And there's even a power-up mushroom because you want a power-up mushroom. And my guess is that some people want to just kick the shell into this little depression here and keep going. And there is another one. And you can see here, there's a door, there's a coin, and there's another door. And there is a door also with a keyhole. So probably those doors are connected. Is there anything in there? No, there is not. So okay, I'm assuming at least this is a self-explanatory level design. It tells you, okay, you probably want to go through this door, but you can't right now. If you're stupid, you you die at this point here. Okay, let's try this again. I'm probably just talking too much, but this is very embarrassing. If you're very easy beginners levels, you can't really even make it through them themselves. Okay, second attempt. This one not dying here, and again ramping up the difficulty. And you might want to kick this thing here, and if you follow it, out comes this this key here, and as you can see down below here, the arrow says go into this direction. But there was, like I said, I'm always a fan of secrets, and there was a coin there. So if you jump to get the coin, there is this block here. And as we all know, Nintendo, well, a block can be jumped on. So what if I jump up here? Oh, there's a life that I just wasted. And if I can make it this here, well, there is another arrow that tells me you should be really heading into the other direction. But if I really want to keep going and make a jump for it, well, almost made it. And I don't want it to be that kind of asshole, so there was this floating one up. Okay, so this is how not to do this level. Let's keep going with the key instead. I'm trying now not to mess things up too bad this time. Like I said, I'm not too good with Mario controls for some reason, but probably I'm the only one on this planet. So this is why I like my levels to be not too hard. Okay, so now if I didn't overshoot, which luckily I didn't, I can go through here and make it to the other door. And this is why it's called desert doors. And look at this! No, I didn't meant to go through there again. You know what? I'll change now. I'm over here. Now I'm there. Okay, now I can have a checkpoint here. You can see here is another spiky, and I can even go through those blocks. Why are why this is important, we will see in a bit. And of course, there's another arrow telling us where to go. Okay, so, crap. I can't go through here, but unless, I mean, I could, but it's not too fun just jumping. And this is why I got this spiky over here, that you can intentionally shrink yourself, that you can make it through here. And there is another spiky. Either you are really good at jumping, or you remember that in Super Mario World you can hit the shoulder button and do this twirly jump that isn't very high, but you can bounce off certain enemies. Okay, here's another... Okay, didn't get it. Okay, and here we are doing some jumps. Yes, made it. And you know what? I love me my hidden blocks. And here... What's that? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You've made it to the ending. Wanted to give this little shock effect there. I didn't probably use it to the biggest advantage. But yeah, I just wanted to toy a little bit with these additional features. And then of course there's the speedrun version. And this is, some people already have figured it out. That is, if you jump here, there's this, I don't know, wine going up. So, and now if you hit the dash button and keep it pushed, you can make, damn it, just had a lag here in my recording. You can make the jump here onto this vine without a problem and pretty much save yourself some trouble of getting the right key, because we are here. Oh, even didn't think I would make this jump here, and can finish the level also like so. This was one of my levels that I quite like, but as you can see, it's nothing special, and also, like I said, a far cry from all those great creative things you can make with Mario Maker. Okay, you know what? Let's try a random level from a random person on the internet, because if anything, internet has told us, this is always fun, being at the mercy of randos. So let's pick courses and say new courses. Popular courses. Yes, some of those are really great, like music levels or something. Okay, Lost Ocean Way, Burst Mario, Bowser's Lair. You know what? Let's try Bowser's Lair. Clean rate 0%, but nobody has played it from before. So let's try Batchy's level. Let's hope that I don't go Batchy crazy. Reach the goal after grabbing all 250 coins. This is also great. You can specify... Oh my god, it's an auto-scrolling level. Or is it? It's not. But you can also specify certain... Okay, it's a 30 and it's a 10 coin. And the two 50 coins are here. Oh my god. Oh my god, those are big fireballs. Yeah, to finish my thought, you can specify certain conditions players need to clean to make it, or to specify, this was bad. Yeah, certain conditions player need to fulfill to make it to the ending. Man, I really can't talk. Okay, this is already a forgiving level, giving me so many super flowers. Oh god, perhaps I spoke too soon. Yeah, this is the kitchen sink approach, right? It's a lot of stuff is in there, and I can't go through here because I haven't grabbed all the coins. So probably not going to make it here. Let's try this again. So it's some kind of a puzzle level, because you need to figure out where to get the key, or how to get into those doors here. Probably because I'm assuming that one of those Bowser types here, one of those here has the key, or that I need to defeat all of them to get the key. So let's just not die here. Okay, let's try this again. Man, those big Bowser and enemy types are really something. Okay, so this was not good. This was really not good. Ah, this was stupid. and probably not going to make it, yeah. But from all those user-created levels, this is probably one of the most fairest levels. I give this another try. This can't be that hard, can it now? Okay, somehow I still don't manage to keep my fire flower. Okay, let's do the simple approach here. By simple I mean the coward, the cowardly approach. By just, oh, okay, of course you can't hit Bowser straight on. You need to use the fire flower, I'm assuming, or at least hit the X somewhere. And now I'm stunned. Yeah, this is the end boss Bowser from Super Mario Bros. 3. Okay, so, but since I can't jump on him, I need to get this other fire flower here. Yeah, when you damn it, and this was it, I think, because yeah, I really need another flower, and I I don't get it anywhere in this level, and yeah, not going to make it. But my assumption is that Bowser here has the key. Okay, but you know what? I like it, and this is I think the first or second time that I hit the like button, because at other levels I just instantly had to rage quit and gave it like 4 attempts or 5 attempts, and then I thought, this is impossible. I don't know how to do this. And now let's look as a palate cleanser at one of great Nintendo levels. Okay, the story mode is that for some reason we hit the undo button or the undo dog. We just built the castle and it went to shits, and we have to pay for it to collect coins so we can pay for it to build again. And we have to do jobs. And the yellow ones I haven't played so far, and each job, as you can see, gives you some coins in reward, and of course you can also get to keep the coins that you collect during the stage. And all those jobs, the purpose of this story mode is to introduce you to all those wacky great levels you can make with Mario Maker and all the great combinations you can make. And you know what? I will try to find now my favorite level. I think it is the Mystery of Haunted Manor. Made a ghost house, no, I'm trapped. No, this wasn't it. Was it the Keymaster Ghost House? Yes, I think this is one of my favorite levels. Like I said, it's a ghost house, so it's more than just making it to the ending. It's almost a little bit of an adventure where you need to do some puzzle solving. And we start here with, always nice, you know, that you can get here a free mushroom should you need it, and of course this is where we need to go. And it says we need to collect 4 keys. And this is where we start here, and you got here 3 pedestals, is this correct? With a power block, a P block and a trampoline. And then we go here and you can see here, okay, those are themed pipes. If I move again myself around here a little, this one here has just the regular blocks. So what is this about? Okay, this is about regular blocks, but you don't know which one you should be hitting or not. So which item to bring for this stage here? Well, we shall find out. But first, let's have a look at this one here. What is this about? And it's, as we can see, it's about hitting what's here in the middle of those boohoo circles. Again, it's very legible level design, because here we got a question mark block, but there's just a coin in there. And here we got, nothing. But this one, if there is anything to this rule of symmetry, we can assume that there is something in there. And this being a ghost house, of course there is. So we, I think seasoned Mario players already know which items we need. Okay, for the first one, I'm grabbing this P block here and taking it with me. And now, of course, it should be much easier to know which blocks to hit and which not to hit. So I'm just trying this one here. Okay, so I intentionally need to grow small. Yeah, that we get this key here. this is very a creative way of how to, yeah, solve this thing. Okay, I don't need the P block here, but I'm going back up now this pipe because I want to grow big again. Okay, so we got 1 key, and it said we need 4 keys. Okay, so you know what? I'm not using the power block. I'm using the trampoline now for this one here. As you recall, there must be something in there, right in the middle. Okay, damn it. Good. I was using the few seconds of grace period that I had where I was invincible to make the jump. Yeah, I'm not too good with those trampolines and the note blocks or pretty much anything that requires bouncing. In Mario, I've never been that good with it. So now we got 2 keys. And of course, there's not just to this side anything, but also to this side. We got note blocks, we got those little eating plants, and we got the whirlwinds. Okay, so we didn't use the power block before, so probably we can use it for this one here. And there is, as you've seen, no text at all, and the level from playing years of Mario are pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so I've used the power block now to get rid of the ghost that was hiding here, and we have to make it to this platform that is obstructed by me again. Okay, and this one is very fast. Oh god. So we have to be really careful without jumping, and already have to do this, that we jump and that we get to the key up here. So come on. Yes, this is how you do it. So we got 3 keys, and let's have a look at one of the other pipes there to the other side. Still, I'm not quite sure which item to take, so let's take the P block and try the whirlwind. Let's try the whirlwind. I've already forgotten about what the challenges are. But as you can see, okay, so is it this one? Oh, I think this was the trampoline. You can see here what the problem is. We need the whirlwind here to get up, but the whirlwind doesn't travel across there where I need to be standing. So we need to, and there is a gap in here. So we probably need to fill the gap somehow. I will try it now here with the P block. And now, as you've seen, the whirlwind goes across it, and I can take the 4th key. Also, the trampoline would have worked here. So you can see, I really like that it really needs some creative problem solving. 2 problems that are very, very inane to Mario levels. Did I say inane or innate or insane? Yeah, question remains to whether I'm good at my English words or not. And to get, of course, past the last door, I need this P block if I can manage to jump here in all this mayhem that's going on there with 4 keys following me. And there's even a 5th key, and let's go through the door and change again my position. And, sorry, wrong key. Okay, I change it again here. And as you can see here, if I made it past, for some reason, too stupid to go through simple doors. And it's pretty obvious what you need to do. And of course, there is another pipe. And as you've seen it, there are more levels than I got here. Keys. I still got 1 key, so what's up here? Yes, more doors, more keys. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 hidden keys, and I found 1. So I think I can just call it a day here and walk through this one here. But as we've made it with my level before, you can't reach the top rung, the top tier of this clearance bar or whatever it is. So this is what I really like about Nintendo styled level design. It's really clever. It's really clever, and it's never overwhelming, and you still don't feel like you're, it's just hand holding where they just pull you through the level. Okay, I've been streaming for 1.5 hours now, so I think I've taken enough of your precious Sunday. Almost 2 hours now with all my getting up and setup troubles. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too boring. This was interesting. I urge you now to check out Game Maker's Toolkit. Just search on YouTube for Game Maker's Toolkit, Mario Maker level design. It's a really great introduction to what is important for levels and much more concise than what happened here. Again, I'm looking forward to playing your levels. So if you have Super Mario Maker 2, be sure to hit your to make a level and put your level code in the comments. And I think next week, same time, just a little bit earlier because technical problems, I will play some of your levels and give feedback. And feedback, I mean, I will spout swears and rage quit and throw stuff around, and overall just throw great entertaining little tantrums, or just say 2 thumbs up, I like it, and this was just 1 thumb. Okay, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have still a little bit of Sunday. I need to do some work now, because this was all fun and play. Yeah, again, thank you for watching, and may the unicorns look upon you with gratitude and favorably. With favor, I think this is... Man, I'm really not good at endings. Okay. Again, thank you so much for watching, and see you next week, I hope. Bye!